Whose card are you talking about? Everything in this house belongs to my son. The mother-in-law exposed herself when the bank sent an SMS about a $600 withdrawal while I was still in the shower. Had to call my husband and put the call on speaker, but what he said next shocked both of us. Hello, dear listeners. This is Michael Reed, and I'm glad to welcome you to the Kindred Souls channel. Today, I'm sharing a powerful and emotional story about family, betrayal, and the courage to stand up for yourself. Enjoy listening. This story began 3 years ago when Daniel Carter brought his young wife Emily Carter to his parents' house. Margaret Carter, Daniel's mother, greeted Emily with a polite but cold smile. From the very first day, she made it clear who was in charge. She immediately began explaining how things worked in her house, how food should be cooked, how clothes should be folded, and how a real wife should behave. Emily still hoped for a normal relationship. She listened quietly, telling herself it was temporary. But temporary turned into years. Daniel worked as a software developer and earned good money. Yet every time Emily brought up moving out, there was always a reason to delay. His parents needed help. His mother wasn't feeling well. His father needed repairs. Or simply, they're getting old. We can't leave them alone. Emily worked as a manager in a small company. Her salary wasn't impressive, but she saved carefully, dreaming of their own apartment, a place where no one would control her every move. Margaret Carter, however, believed she owned everything: the house, her son, and eventually, Emily's life. Every day became a quiet battle. Nothing Emily did was ever good enough. Her cooking was criticized, her clothes were mocked, her personal belongings were moved without permission, and then she was blamed for the mess. Margaret listened to phone calls, read messages whenever she could, and constantly commented on Emily's spending. Why do you need makeup? Another dress? Why are you meeting friends so often? Slowly, she began poisoning Daniel's mind, telling him his wife was wasting money and that their finances needed strict control. 6 months ago, Emily received a promotion. Her salary increased significantly. Instead of celebrating, Margaret felt threatened. Emily was now earning more than Daniel, and that meant independence, something Margaret couldn't accept. Around that time, Daniel suggested they open a joint bank account. It'll be easier to manage expenses, he said, more transparent. Emily trusted him. Both salaries went into the account. Daniel kept the physical card. Emily used the mobile app. At first, Emily noticed small changes. Money seemed to disappear faster than usual. Small withdrawals, easy to ignore. Then came bigger ones: $60 for medicine, $90 for car repairs, $180 labeled groceries. The numbers didn't add up. Meanwhile, Margaret's lifestyle suddenly improved. Expensive food filled the kitchen. Luxury cosmetics appeared in the bathroom. She started going out more often and returned with shopping bags from high-end stores. When Emily asked about it, Margaret snapped, "My son doesn't mind spending money on his mother, unlike some people." The night before everything exploded, Emily and Daniel had a huge argument. Accusations were thrown, voices were raised. Margaret, of course, joined in, lecturing about respect and family values. Emily went to bed emotionally drained. The next morning, while standing under the shower, her phone buzzed. Withdrawal, $600. Balance, $150. Half of their savings, gone. Daniel was already at work. Emily rushed into the kitchen. Margaret was sitting calmly at the table, flipping through a glossy magazine. The bank card lay right beside her. "Where did you get our card?" Emily asked, her voice shaking. Margaret looked up coldly. "What card? Everything in this house belongs to my son, and you're nobody here, just a guest." That was it. Emily grabbed her phone and called Daniel. Turning on speakerphone, Margaret smirked confidently. "He'll take my side," she said. "He knows who really matters." But she was wrong. "Daniel," Emily said calmly, $600 was just withdrawn from our account. Your mother has the card and says she has every right to use it." Silence. Then Daniel spoke. "Mom," he said slowly, "did you take our card?" Margaret tried to justify herself, saying she did it for the family. Mom, Daniel repeated firmly. Did you take the money? Yes, but that's not stealing, she said. You're my son. Your money is family money, and she's an outsider. What Daniel said next stunned both women. Mom, you stole from us. Emily is my wife. Half that money is hers. Return the card immediately and never touch it again. For the first time in 3 years, Daniel openly stood up for his wife. He blocked the card, ordered a new one, and demanded the money be repaid monthly. He warned that if this ever happened again, they would move out immediately. Margaret was speechless. Emily later found the receipts. Luxury creams, gold earrings, expensive bedding, no groceries, no household necessities. Daniel made it clear, either the money would be returned, or he would report the theft. A week later, Emily and Daniel moved into a small apartment of their own. Life wasn't easy at first, but it was peaceful. Over time, Daniel realized how toxic his parents' home had been. Boundaries were set. Financial control was restored. Later, children were born. Margaret slowly changed her behavior, learning finally to respect boundaries. Years later, Emily often remembered that morning, standing in a robe, phone in hand, heart racing. At the time, she thought her life had reached a dead end. But sometimes, all it takes is courage, one phone call, one speakerphone moment, to change everything.